There was a video that came out this past week.
So Druski, this dude is funny. I mean, he's supposed to be funny. He's a comedian, right? But just to follow up on my last video with Druski, making fun of false prophets comically. So Druski, you know, Pastor Mike Todd, for some reason, saw the video because that video, like I said, went viral. So, and he feels.
And so I watched the video. It was hilarious. It was funny. It was all this stuff. And then people started trying to say different things. And
people are picking on him for some reason. Or, I don't know, I don't know why he feels like he's being targeted. Because Druski never mentioned any name. He never really refers to any particular preacher or any particular pastor.
Different things. And the thing that I was most taken aback by was how much frustration it created in people.
But for Mike Todd to be over here, expressing himself, fully expressing himself, you must, I'm not saying he feels guilty, you know, but a lot of times when people do feel guilty.
I was literally watching people go back and forth with people and denounce people and call people names and do stuff. And I stepped back for a second. I said, oh my gosh, all this was an attack on people's lives of distraction.
And you said something and they know they've done it. A lot of times they're the ones that tend to speak out. It's kind of like I'm sitting in a group of 4 people, right? And somebody comes amongst us and is like, oh, what is that smell? And everybody was like, yeah, I did smell that. Yeah, and they walked away and didn't even react. And then one person was like, I didn't do it. Yeah, Mike Todd would be the guy who is saying, I didn't do it. You're just looking guilty.
Do you know how many people didn't spend time with their kids this week? Fighting with somebody they don't know in the comments? Do you know how many people watched video after video after video making decisions about what they wouldn't do and what they will do? And it was a distraction. There were people that did not do what God said to do this week because they needed to be in the know of what was happening in culture.
Basically, but I think we should give him a chance to express himself. But one thing I would say is, listening to Mike Todd, he's a preacher. You know, one thing with preachers, a lot of them are very charismatic. And charisma, you know, when you have enough charisma, you could sell a water to a well. You could sell somebody to themselves. Okay, yeah, with enough charisma. You know, that is why most pastors and preachers, or men who go into that line of work, they are already very charismatic. Politicians, pastors, entertainers, these are some of the most charismatic people you're ever gonna come across.
Fighting with somebody they don't know in the comments? Do you know how many people watched video after video after video making decisions about what they wouldn't do and what they will do? And it was a distraction. There were people that did not do what God said to do this week because they needed to be in the know of what was happening in culture. And you thought it was some attack on the church. No, it was attack on your focus. How you feeling, Pastor Mike? I don't even know really what happened because I've been off of social media. I had a few people tell me what was going on. I was like, that's crazy. I don't even got a Rolls Royce. What? I didn't know. People AIing pictures and doing stuff. I said,
And if you notice those 3 line of work that I mentioned, from the politicians to the pastor and to the entertainer, the charisma is how they gain the audience. You know, they want to be liked. Anybody who they come across, you know, they put on this charming personality, you know, really expressing themselves. The goal is to get you to, you know, like them. And if you're weak-minded and you don't really see what is going on, you know, you will fall into that trap. You'll be like, oh, he's a nice guy. Yes, that niceness is how they lure you in. Or, oh my God, I like him. Yes, he wants to be liked. Because if I'm going to get in your pockets, I have to be liked. You know, there's no way I'm going to get in your pockets if you don't like me. You're not going to give your money to people you don't like. So it's their job to be charismatic. And look at this guy right here. bruh, he's doing a good job. You know, he got everybody eating out of his palm. Like, who else is gonna do this for him but him? Like, he's doing a great job. You know, if you ask me, you know, trying to get the people to believe, oh, it's just somebody trying to distract you. Focus on what really matters. They just trying to. But at the end of the day, dude, you are the one distracting people. Like, look at this guy on a trampoline bouncing up and down in church. What is the purpose of it? I guess you think it's entertaining. Churches, I don't know if you think church is boring. Let it be boring. No, Jesus was not trying to entertain his audience. He was just sharing the word of God. He was not over there trying to be entertaining. You know, I understand Jesus was able to perform miracles. Bouncing on a trampoline and pouring syrup on the stage is not the same as performing miracles. And anyhow,
I don't remember being that big. I was big, but I don't remember being that big. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that was kind of the vibe. But the reason I couldn't get distracted is because I'm building something. The reason that I cannot be moved off of my post because what God has called me to. Representing God to the lost and found for transformation in Christ. That's what I'm supposed to do.
What's up with Don Lemon?
She's great. How you doing, sir?
Good.
Can we talk to you? Where are you from? You live in New York?
Who are you?
Don Lemon.
You're a moron, dude.
Thank you. So are you.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah, nice to see you.
Except you've never heard anything I've had to say, and I've heard a
Who
whole
you-
bunch of what you've
I'm glad
had to
you
say.
watched me.
No, I don't.
And anyhow, what's up with Don Lemon? You know, this exchange between Don Lemon and this guy on the streets is hilarious, and it has gone viral.
Did you watch me?
No, I don't.
Why?
But you just get clipped everywhere.
I know, but why don't you? You said you don't watch me, but yet you know who I am, and I get clipped.
Before I realized that CNN and MSNBC were full of shit, every once in a while I'd see
What do you watch?
talking. I watch all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, but why do you say CNN and MSNBC are full of shit?
Because they lie.
But about what? Be
Everything.
specific. What's everything?
Everything.
You say that, but you have no examples. Give me some examples.
Well, they lie about genocide.
What do
They
you mean?
lie about all wars.
They're not lying about genocide. They're
lie
reporting.
about-
Hold on, let me finish.
they
One thing
lie
at a
about-
time. One time.
they lie-
One thing at a time.
Don't tell me when
One
I
thing
can
at a time. One thing at a
Don't tell
time.
me
So we
when I
can.
can speak.
So
It's-
the
you
international courts are calling it genocide. It's not MSNBC or CNN that's calling it that. So they're just reporting what they're calling
It was
it.
obvious what it was on about October 17th.
That it was genocide.
Yeah.
You said they lied about genocide. That it wasn't genocide. I thought you were saying that it wasn't genocide.
No. They lied that it was. Yeah, they lied that it wasn't.
No.
They would never say it's genocide.
Everyone is talking about it, and of course, you know me. Ever since Don Lemon talked to Mike Tyson, he referred to Mike Tyson as one of those people that he said Mike Tyson sound like, you know, like back in the days when Mike Tyson spoke, you know, his voice was a little bit lighter, and eventually his voice got a little bit deeper, you know, but he tried to make fun of the way Mike Tyson sounded back in the days, in his early years in boxing, and I thought that was kind of annoying. So ever since then, for some reason, Don Lemon is like, yeah, you want to dish it out, you know, just know when you're dishing it out, people are gonna get you back. And now, you know, watching this video, I can't help but to think of when this guy was making fun of Mike Tyson. I did cover that video. If you haven't seen it yet, just go on my channel and look up Don Lemon. And just search for Don Lemon, anything that has to do with his name. I think I have a couple of videos where I talked about his antics and his rhetoric or whatever, right? But yeah, with this exchange with this guy, I think it's interesting, very interesting. Don Lemon, you know, he's a Democrat, of course. He's gonna do what Democrats do. It doesn't matter.
They were protecting Israel.
Okay, well, all right, we're on different pages, but I think that was then. I think now the international
That's
court
why I
has
said you're a moron to begin with.
Why would you call me a moron? You're a moron. Don. Why do you want to insult me?
Because it just comes out, man. Because you
are a right-wing crazy.
His party are not doing things properly, but he's just gonna play according to his party line, you know? Let's hate Trump or anybody who seems to be a MAGA supporter. He has nothing but awful things. He seems to be saying awful things about them, you know? Or he thinks MAGA supporters are just the worst people. I don't know, you know? I don't know if he thinks they're the worst people, but apparently he does not agree with how most people who support Trump feels, you know? And now he runs into some random person on the streets, you know, random bystander, and he thinks, oh my God, this person knows me, and that person just straight up expressed himself to Don Lemon. And it seemed like Don Lemon could not handle it, you know? He's over here crashing out over some innocent bystander that he met on the streets, and he's thinking just like everybody else. I'm like, hi, Don. You know, the people who like Don Lemon are females and beta males. Real masculine men are like, nah, dude. You know, I don't have anything against Don Lemon, honestly.
and think that you're something, man. Just
What do you mean I'm big and I think that I'm supposed to not think that I'm anything? What are you talking
You're
about?
welcome to think that you're something, but
And what do you think you are?
Oh, I'm just me. You've had a platform. I'm just me.
No, but excuse me. Sorry about that.
Boy,
I didn't mean to do that. But sorry, why would you?
You're
Why,
supposed
no,
to be
let me
more-
ask you this:
more-
but why
you're
would you
supposed to be
insult?
more
Why would you
practiced
insult
than-
people like that?
It's not an
I wouldn't
insult.
dare ever walk up to someone on the street and call them an idiot, not unless I had like a terrible self-respect.
Like, I've watched him on CNN, like, when I was much younger. But now that I'm an adult, I'm just like, dude, man, you gotta be a beta dude for these people to take you seriously. You know, like, Democrats only elevate weak men. And they try to turn women into masculine females. And half of the women in the Democratic Party are single and the other ones are gay or in the LGBTQ community. And then if you're a strong masculine voice and you want to be Democrats, they're gonna hush. You get hushed. They're gonna hush you down. You cannot speak your mind. Oh no, you'll get canceled, dude. So now you've lost all the males, and Democrats got no strong masculine figure over there. So it's run by women and soft men. And Don Lemon, being the public figure that he is, you know, he has a lot of female audience, you know, because he catered to that.
Out, you dumb idiots. Now you're just figuring this shit out. You're so stupid and you deserve it. You deserve it because you're so dumb. Jim, it's hypocrisy. So go with me here. Yes, I am gloating over your stupidity and how you were taken. I'm cackling in Kamala, says in Shanta. You have been co-opted because you're in a fucking cult and you don't even realize it because you have stupid MAGA brain and you don't get it. How stupid and dumb are you?
And he has a lot of beta males who think he's doing something. But every strong masculine figure always look at Don Lemon like, dude, your husband is white, right? I'm a black guy. I'm just saying, like, if we're just trying to look at it from, you know, oh, we've got to fight the power that be, you know, just kind of like how Kamala lost the election and she want black people to root for her or black men to root for her. Your husband is white. Every black man would just be like, oh, she's married to a white guy. It's not like we don't like white people, we do. It's just, if you're trying to say you are like this authentic black person, how you love black people, it just doesn't look right when the person you're married to is white. And you're supposed to be this authentic black person. The same thing for Don Lemon. Like, you're supposed to be this black man, you know. And then you are being, I don't know who is the female or the male in the relationship, but I will assume it's the other person, right? I'm just thinking it's the other person for some reason. Because Don, he comes off as a very, you know, he seems soft, right? So he has to be the female in that relationship. I don't know how these things work. I'm just speculating, allegedly, you know. But strong black men or people who are like, yo, you know, pro-black, you know, or whatever you want to call it, you know, they would always look at somebody like Don Lemon, like, dude, you're not real, dude. Whoever it is that is, you know, on top of you. Or I don't know how this thing works. I'm imagining if I'm with a woman and we're doing whatever we do behind closed doors. She's at the bottom. I'm on top. I think Don Lemon is definitely the person at the bottom, dude. I'm just saying. I don't, like, even that image right now is just, like, crazy to think of. But, yeah. And the person who is on top is one of the oppressors, or I don't know. He's just like, dude, just look at that picture. I guess you just take I'm just saying, just take the race out of it, but just look at that picture. If you want to say you are this strong black dude or whatever, right? But just picture that scene I just painted earlier, right? It's like, nah, dude, you don't qualify as that. So Don Lemon, I hope this, whatever it is you got going on, you are able to, you know, slid out of this. But it's not a good look, and you should not be crashing out on the streets. If somebody want to express themselves and tell you how they feel, you should either sit there and take it like a grown man or walk away. Don't be over there trying to crash out over somebody telling you about yourself, and you get to tell people about themselves online and to your massive audience every day. You have over 1 million subscribers, so you get to dish out your rhetoric, and 1 million subscribers get to hear it. Now one person who does not even have an audience is telling you how he feels about you, and you cannot handle it. You're crashing out. Nah, dude, grow up. Anyhow, thanks for watching the video. Share it if you want. Respect.
I really like this. I really like women. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. I really like this. I really like winning. Making a killing. Gotta be kidding. Playing the villain. Niggas are silly. Show me that. Ego. Who am I to deny? Got caught red-handed with an eye. Dormant, I can't ever hide me, my conscience and I. Think the green flow like the knob. Got them all beat by a mile. Look for me, just mouth. Check to see if they're loud. Was that rare by an hour? The reason you're sour. My numbers for throwing it down. Each that fitting them gravel, not even a sound. Speechless, not even a vowel. Ringside saved by the bell, not studied they fell. Calls of the force and rebel. Times is late to appear. How it may appear. Like for the standard results fair. That's what they do with the sauce here. I really like this. I really like winning.